Hello, welcome to the House of the Spirits. Welcome home. This reading today is about the unexpected. So, for pile number 1, we have Cancer, Sagittarius, Taurus, and Libra. Your card is Expectation. For pile number 2, we have Aquarius, Capricorn, Scorpio, and Virgo. Your card is Grief and Adversity. For pile number 3, we have Aries, Leo, Pisces, and Gemini. Your card is Great Happiness. Okay, I will give you a moment for you to choose your pile using your card, the tarot deck, the zodiac sign, or just your intuition. I will see you in your reading. Pile number 1, your card is Expectation. And because this is an unexpected reading, it's interesting, this contradiction, right? So you're expecting something, but the unexpected will happen. So I don't want to go fully into this one card because we still have the rest of the reading ahead. But this might also mean that you might have to wait a little longer for something, or that the wait itself has something to offer you that is unexpected. But let's see. Let's see where the other cards will take us in this unexpected journey. Okay, 2. What is the unexpected for pile number 1? Okay, so we have Ishtar, we have Sacrifice, the 18th moon mansion, and we have the 24th moon mansion with Mask. Okay. And lastly, we have, this is the waning crescent moon, decreasing in Earth, seed stage, and the keyword is negotiation. Okay. Maybe push this a little bit so we can see all the keywords. Okay. Interesting reading. I already have kind of a feeling about what this might be about, but let's see, what else do we have? So we have Venus in Leo with Affair, Saturn in Virgo with Isolation, Mars in Pisces with Escape, Mars in Cancer with Quarrel, we have Saturn in Taurus with Ostentation, and Venus in Gemini with Flattery. I think this seems to be talking about a situation when you might need to put something on pause and let go to take care of another situation, like really quickly. It doesn't seem like it's something really urgent. It just seems that you can't really do both or do more than one thing at a time. So, specifically related to this situation, it seems to be it's not an emergency, it's just something that you need to take care of. And it feels like it probably is related to a negotiation with someone else or another or an entity. But it does seem like you're something is being revealed about the intentions or the reality of the situation. It's a mask off moment for someone, and I feel like you have to go into this situation with just the essentials. So maybe this would also require you to give up on some expectation or something specific that you were, or a group of things, like a list of things, let's say, that you were envisioning. And maybe some of these need to be set aside so that the essential core of what you're doing is still able to happen. And it seems like it's a bit of a battle at the same time. But it's strange because although it seems challenging, at the same time it seems really something that really makes your life progress, move forward. Something moves forward finally that will require you to adapt. Page of Cups. Nine of Cups. And the Magician. Okay, it's something that you're up to. It seems like it's the materialization of a vision, of an idea that maybe you've had ever since you were a child, maybe. It's something that was building up, that is building up. So something, and it's something that you're doing. So, okay, Temperance just almost flew over the coral. So I will put it here. Yeah. So, okay. Temperance and quarrel. It might be a relationship that needs healing or that's going to heal because there is some sort of negotiation happening and there's a truth that is emerging that requires your attention. The Wheel of Fortune. The Four of Cups. So there's something in common between these two cards. They're both depicting three women. So here we have the three fates. They're similar to the Norns in Norse mythology. So they're the ones who weave the thread of life and who decide when to cut it and the twists and turns that it takes. Our thread of life. And then you have, this is, I think that this is Psyche, and I will confirm this, that's being influenced by her sisters, and they're kind of whispering in her ear about Eros, and kind of trying to interfere with the relationship. Maybe there's something interfering with a relationship that needs to be addressed. I think so. There's something interfering with a relationship. And maybe it's lack of truth. It's lack of knowing all the facts and knowing how to act accordingly, what to decide, how should you adapt to this? So I guess that what is unexpected for you right now is this piece of information that will help you adapt to something and address a relationship that can be a work relationship. It can also be it can be a romantic relationship. There's something here about just the interaction, okay, that needs to be healed because there's lack of information and there can be interference. So other people might not be helping at the moment. Other people, maybe King of Pentacles, Two of Wands, and the Star. Okay. There's also something here about deluding, self-deluding. Not really understanding the reality of something, not really grasping all the rules, all the the protocols, the rules, or how things should operate. You need to know more. You need to also address with the signal interference because there's something is messing up the signal. And I do think that the Wheel of Fortune is also saying that whatever is useless is going to be destroyed or cut really soon. And maybe that will be the mask off moment. That will be the moment when a truth is revealed to you about a person. It feels like it's about a person, although it can be an entity, but maybe there's this one person representing this entity that is really important, that really matters. They're like the decision makers, and they're also the ones who are facing you in this challenge, let's say. Three of Swords. This seems like it's something that really affects you. It saddens you. There's a lot of suffering attached to this. So maybe we need to dive deeper into that. Nine of Pentacles. This is also connected, so this is also connected to your material well-being. So this can be a lot of things. For many of you, I would say that this can also be about like a process, like a divorce or something that's really painful in a relationship, and how it's going to unexpectedly move forward by this one piece of information that is revealed. That's kind of a mask off moment that determines your position. It's like once you know that, you will adjust immediately. And this is the pivot that you need to be in the correct position to negotiate. While this is a good thing because it moves things forward, and that's good, that's a relief, that's healing, it might also require you to maybe give up on something or some things that you might have considered to be rightfully yours from the start, but now that new facts emerged and new information is now out, you prefer something else. It feels like there's a turn of a page here when that information comes out. So if this is not your case, I can surely say that this can affect your material well-being, and it's also something that has an emotional weight attached to it. So maybe it's a specific person that interferes with those matters in your life, and something about that relationship is now going to be made apparent, and you need to address that. The moon. I do feel like it's something that you're afraid to do. Okay, so, but what is it? What is it? Two of Pentacles. The Ace of Cups. Now with this Ace of Cups, I think that you'll probably be meeting someone new, someone else is coming into the picture. I feel like maybe someone is demonstrating some, maybe they have feelings for you, or they really connect with you on a different level. So there's another layer of the reading coming through, which is about intense emotions. That's what I'm feeling. It's just this overwhelming wave of emotions, and handling the emotions seems a bit difficult, but at the same time infuses you, or infuses this person with the energy to act or to speak, to reveal something. And now this is also part of the reading, is that the unexpected, the feeling of being caught off guard. I do feel like it's, yeah, you're going to feel that. You're going to feel like you turn the corner and you find someone. It's that kind of a reveal feeling, you know, I wasn't aware at all of this. And maybe if you're in a situation in which you have a direction in life, and you have like this social circle or friends around you who influence you and who inspire you also, but I feel like there's something around you that creates this wall that can be a little bit like a fantasy, but also in a good way, right? It can be protective, but it can also be a little bit deceiving. And I don't say this as it being intentionally created so that you are stuck or whatever. I feel like it's more like fear of the unknown. So whatever these people understand and whatever they know is where they're comfortable in. And I think that you're about to step out into the unknown. And it's kind of a dark, it's something dark, but it's not dark in as in negative. It's just dark as in there's no information. There's no map, okay? So suddenly I felt like this reading has so many layers, so it can apply to a lot of people at the same time. Because it's just this feeling of of being surprised by someone, of being surprised by a piece of information about someone specific, and also about someone who represents an institution or someone who is an authority figure that can influence specifically your material life, but also really powerfully your emotional state, and someone who understands what makes you afraid, but doesn't, it's not directed at you. It's like they understand a certain subject, and that subject that's really broad, it makes you afraid, it scares you. I don't know what it is. Let's investigate. So it seems like you're having this encounter with the unknown. King of Swords. You know, once again, I feel like this is being, there's someone that represents this unknown. So it's an area of your life. It's a group of people or a type of people, but it is at the end of the day represented by one person. Okay, I think I get it. So I think this has something, that's why the expectation card is here. I think this is something that you have been working on something, or you have a like past situation or some baggage with someone or with an institution or with some sort of organization. And it's because of the work that you do, and it's also because of who you are, like who your specific characteristics, your position in life, and how you use your talents. And I feel like there's some fear related to legal matters here, or to bureaucracy. And there's this ambiguity there that I think that is hard for you to tolerate, and to, because maybe you're like you don't tolerate unfairness very well, and that's very human characteristic. I think this is a general thing in most people. So I feel like injustice is one of the cruelest things that can happen to our psyche. It's like our psyches really hold on to that, and the feelings that it creates, that injustice creates, are really hard to digest, so much so that I feel like it just echoes through generations and through the collective so much. So I feel like there's this encounter with something about a legal framework. Okay. So Five of Pentacles, yeah. So being afraid of loss, and of being confronted with loss, or with the loss of something in the past, the unfairness of that loss. Six of Swords. So okay. And for some of you, this is going to be an unexpected release of karma. So we have the Wheel of Fortune here. And with the Four of Cups, I feel like you're not seeing how yet. And maybe even in the moment, you won't really recognize what's happening. But what's truly happening on a deeper level, even if you have that surprising revelation about a person, or that surprising attitude that this person has towards you, something like that. Even if that happens, I don't think you're going to realize in that moment that on a very deep level, you will be releasing karma. You will be releasing a lot of energy from the past. And I think that it will take a bit of time afterwards for you to understand how much lighter and how much more in your own space you are, because there's something that was enhancing this feeling of loss, that goes away. That's what disappears. So for some of you, it's unexpected because the person is the unexpected, so that you're not expecting that specific person to do such and such, or to act in such a way, or to say those words. And it's also unexpected because something happens, and then when the energy calms down a little bit, you understand the implications. You understand how much of the wheel has turned and how much healing has occurred. And that becomes strange. That becomes like a new situation that you have to adapt to. Oh, so it might be also surprising to you that you have to let go of bad things, because sometimes we say we just want to move on and we just want to embrace all the goodness in the world and we just want to let go of the bad things. And it's not entirely true, because sometimes those bad things, or those things that we say hold us down, they're actually also a part of our structure. And sometimes we need to rebuild that part of our castle so that we feel whole again, because even the things that create suffering, when they are gone, they also create a void. And that becomes the unknown for you. That becomes the thing that you need to discover. And it's a change. So it's like sacrificing something that was painful for you. But you only understand that this is the process that is happening after someone else does something. After someone else takes center stage, or takes the lead, or just really is in your face saying something, or doing something, making a move, some sort of a move that reveals this void for you. And then you go home and then you digest what is happening, what is happening and what has happened. Because I do feel like this is about something from the past. And I'm sorry if I'm being really scattered, but there's so many levels here, and this can apply in so many situations. I got to see so many different pictures in my mind. I'm really receiving a lot of stories at the same time, so I'm trying to address them all. Okay. So this unexpected has all these layers for you, but I do feel like the whole process is your healing process. So it's a part of you liberating yourself from the pain from painful memories, from painful interactions, from injustice, from the fear of the unknown also, because the more we expand our awareness, the less fear we have, the more conscious we become, the less fearful, hopefully. Beautiful. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 2, your card is Grief and Adversity. So I would want to put this card into context and understand how it fits into the reading, because there can be a lot of different interpretations. So let's see what is unexpected for pile number 2. What is happening that you're not expecting? 2. Okay. So let's start with Hera. Beautiful. Okay. And then we have the 18th moon mansion with sacrifice. Interesting that it also came out in the same position for pile number 1. Okay. And we have, we have the last quarter with fall stage, and this is decreasing in fire. This moon is decreasing in fire, and the keyword is opposition. Then we have, oh, that's interesting. This is the first quarter, and increasing in fire, it's the leave stage. It's the keyword is competitiveness. That's so interesting, right? Opposition and competitiveness. And it's also opposing cycles of the moon, phases of the cycle of the moon. So I can get the feeling of what is happening for you, but I don't understand where you are related to the grief and adversity card. It feels to me like you're the angel who is looking upon this other person who is really centered in their own suffering, only looking at the empty glass and not realizing maybe that they have help. And Hera is very maternal, very accepting, and talks of the need of kind of forgiving the flaws of others, especially if we love them deeply. And it's also interesting that in this card, the flower is symbolizing love, because it's the only thing that this naked woman that has nothing left has to offer is her love. And then you have the opposition and competitiveness, and they came out in a reverse order related to the cycle. So first you had the last quarter, and then you have the first. So maybe there's something there that changes during the new moon. So it's like the mirroring stage. So you have opposition, and then you have competitiveness, but competitiveness is much more forward driven and positive, and opposition is a little bit more contained. But let's see how this fits into the whole reading. I think I want to get a picture, a broader picture here. Okay. Moon in Cancer with friendship. So I feel like this is related to someone who you love dearly, and who may also be love you back. It can be a family member. Let's see. Sun in Capricorn with achievement. Sun in Gemini with versatility. Saturn in Aries with risk. Venus in Sagittarius with flirtation. And Jupiter in Libra with negotiation. So this can be family or romantic. And I feel like you're watching someone else go through something hard, a challenge. And I think that you might consider intervening or helping. Maybe you want to adapt to their situation. You want to embrace the situation. But of course, there's something risky about that. There's a risk of maybe you also being too involved and being dragged down by it, but also there's the risk of maybe, I wouldn't say lose the connection, but to make the connection weaker. And I don't know what this can mean. But with flirtation and negotiation, it seems like conversations are going to be particularly meaningful, and maybe something unexpected happens in a conversation. But let's see what the tarot has to say. Queen of Staves. The World with Gaia. Four of Pentacles. And Power with Freya. I don't know why exactly. I'm getting this feeling that the connection can be weakened somehow. There's something frail. There's something kind of brittle about it. Maybe it's like something that is too hot and it becomes brittle. There's the risk of severing a connection. Okay, but let's see, what is the unexpected here? Because I feel like you know who this is. It's a connection in your life. If this reading applies to your situation. Four of Swords. And 10 of Swords. Wow. That's so weird. So, it feels like there's this, like walking on eggshells feeling here. And it's not like you want to end this connection, but you want it to change. There's something deeply disturbing about it. There's something that's not right. It's not about lies or deceit or anything like that. I don't feel like it's more like different sensitivities, different approaches to life, and you having to focus on your achievements and focusing more on this energy of competitiveness, of forward moving and being optimistic and driven and having the vibrancy and the energy to power your projects and your life. And I guess that I think that you will get to a point in a relationship, it can be romantic or family, where all that's left is love. There's nothing else to connect you. So you you have to, something changes because of that. And I think it's a pivotal moment in the relationship. So it's a moment when it the nature of the relationship changes. Sorry. It can't go on like this anymore because you have the Ten of Swords. So it doesn't matter if you avoid the confrontation. It doesn't matter if someone turns their back on you. I feel like you have their back. You're in the position to have someone else's back. But I don't think that the reverse might be real. And maybe you will see this, or you will be made to see this somehow. You have fortune with Lakshmi. Four of Cups and Eight of Cups together. 4 and 8. Well, it feels very detached. It feels very detached. Two of Staves. Five of Staves. And then you have these two. Six of Swords and Sarasvati with wisdom. This is the High Priestess. Together. So to me, if this resonates with your situation, to me it feels like you're moving away from someone. You are separating from someone. You are detaching yourself from a conflict or from... It's like a group. It might be a conflict with you directly, or a group that is there's infighting, or there's a lot of conflict around what this group is involved in, and you're detaching from it. What's interesting here is that I don't feel like you're very surprised by the detachment or the moving away, the separation, the dissolving of this bond or this transformation of this connection. I feel like you're more surprised by how it just fades. It sort of dissipates. It's like dissipating. It's not something that is So it's not that you're in a conflict and then it just it creates a separation. It's more like there's a conflict, or there's a group that is involved in a conflict, and you just kind of like sneak away. Like, I don't want to be a part of that. So I am just tiptoeing away from this situation, and it gives you a lot of peace and access to deeper layers of your sensitivity, of your it's a knowledge, it's access to a knowledge, okay, a deeper understanding of life and of your own motivation, because we start with a lot of energy that wants to exist, that wants to be seen, that wants to speak up, and you go from a position to competitiveness. So it's like facing a lot of resistance or being in a place where you really can't grow, like the pot is too small for the plant, and then just being released out into nature and, okay, do your thing, competitiveness, fly and try to fly as high as you can, or run as far as you can, or like overcome your limitations, go for it, fly. And then you have this fortune card. It's really, I feel like, although it's Lakshmi and it's the fortune card, the whole drawing, it's like freedom, the freedom to do whatever you want. That's what I feel like. I have the resources, because Lakshmi is about having resources, spiritual, emotional, material resources, having abundance to fly wherever you want to fly. It almost always also, sorry, it also reminds me of Aladdin, the movie. If you've seen the Disney movie, there's this scene where Aladdin and Jasmine are flying, and of course it's not a bird, it's a flying carpet. But there's something about that song that they sing about discovering the world and having the freedom to be whatever you want to be. So it's self-actualization. It's about discovering who you truly are by discovering the limits of your existence. So going to the fullest extent of your being. So that's why, like, it's a quiet move away from a situation of being suffocated or being finding a lot of opposition to your dreams. And this happens because of the context. So it's about the context where you are in and how you are going to choose to move away from it. And I think that what's unexpected here is that the suffering ends. So I don't think that you're expecting the suffering and the conflict to end. You're expecting it to continue forever. It's like you thought that that was a default position of life. You know, this is just the standard life for everyone. And I do think that you'll be surprised, because you're discovering that by ending or by changing this connection to a group that is constantly fighting each other, or that there's a lot of conflict there, even like spiritual conflict, or spiritually conflicted people who might attract also more conflict, of course, because it mirrors the inside, right? So you just quietly choosing to move away from that is surprisingly solving a lot of issues in your life, a lot of problems. And somewhere in here might also be the opportunity to help someone else, to extend your hand to someone else. Because you're in a much more accepting and relaxed position in your life, you'll be able to be also more tolerant of other people's conflicts and confusing ideas and their flaws. We're all flawed, but it's you discovering a way to be more tolerant of other people's flaws, to be more happy and content with the connections that you have in life. And that happens because you change subtly, softly, you change how you interact with a group. It can be a family, it can be a romantic, it can also be one person, like a romantic connection that the person itself, the person, his or herself, might not be the source of all your problems, of course, but they might have problems that might be bringing you down. And by you adjusting to that situation so that you're not going down with the other person, you are now able to help them, because you need to be safe and healthy to help other people. There's no way we can give others what we don't have for ourselves, and you have Lakshmi. So this is about resources, any kind of resource. So you protecting those resources, having access to those resources first, so that you can also then help other people. It changes your relationship with someone or with a group of people, maybe a family, or maybe it can be a group of friends also. It's possible. It can be more social, but if it is, I feel like it's something that it has to be a group of people that knows you for a long time, so it's almost like family. Or it can be family romantic. And yeah, what is unexpected is the way it happens for you. I feel like you're so used to having things the hard way that you might feel like it's so surprising to have them easy. And that's the unexpected part. So this is a great reading. It started scary, right? But then it was so powerful and it had so much nurturing, and there's a risky thing here. You have risk. There's something that can end, okay? So there might be this feeling momentarily, a momentary feeling of, okay, this connection might end. This might be, you know, the straw that breaks the camel's back. But it's not. It's just a readjustment. It's an adjustment. And then you feel this ease, this intuitive flow that's necessary for you to expand your life and to help other people. Because there's a lot of energy that needs to come out. You need to fulfill that promise, like a promise that you made to yourself. Like, I want to achieve this. I want to see where I can take this. I want to expand my being and my awareness, my consciousness to the limit. I want to go there. I have to see it. It's like this overwhelming curiosity that you really need to satiate. So nothing will stop you. It's just the way that it happens that's weird, that's strange for you, specifically related to this person, very important person in your life, or to this family member or this family group unit. Okay. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 3. Your card is Great Happiness, which is a beautiful start, very auspicious card. So there's nothing else to say at this point because I need to put it in context, but great happiness. It's very, very auspicious card. So what is unexpected in your life seems to be something very positive from the get-go. Okay. Let's see, what is the unexpected for pile number 3? Oh, that's a lot of cards, but I will go with it. Let's see. We have Hecate. And we have the 23rd moon mansion with confession. And then we have 4 cards. Okay. A black moon or new moon in air, dormant stage, and the keyword is revision. Revision. Black moon in earth, dormant stage also. Black moon is the new moon. And it says economy. That's quite interesting. Economy. You have the last quarter, decreasing in water, fall stage, and the keyword is manipulation. Okay, this is a little bit hard to fit. Okay. And the last card is the waxing crescent moon, increasing in air. This is the sprout stage. And the keyword is ideas. Right away, it seems to me like there's someone who is confessing something to you, and maybe they're giving you an opportunity or a new idea for something that you might want to participate in or to create. It feels to me like there's a sense of contentness. Is that how you say it? I just had this blank. So it's like you're fine. It's okay as it is. Something is okay. Like in the present moment, right now. It's not perfect, but it could be. But now it's okay. That's how I'm feeling. But you weren't considering investing in something new or creating something different from what you're doing at the moment. It's like you're not really searching for more, but somehow someone comes into your life and presents you with that more. So they present you with that idea, with that challenge. And it feels to me like you're going to take that challenge. Jupiter in Gemini with bluff. Sun in Leo with fortune. Venus in Libra with indecision. Mercury in Cancer with intuition. Jupiter in Sagittarius with principle. So maybe for some of you, the present moment isn't exactly just being content or being enough. It's more like, I'm not sure what to do next, so I'll just be cautious and I won't, try different things, and I won't experience novelty for now. Like I want to be here and I want to be at peace, or I want to be still. Like I don't want to involve myself in new stuff because it's too much, it's overwhelming, it's overstimulating, or it's just not the right time. But it feels like you actually need something that another person can provide. So someone else comes and challenges you. And I feel like you're going to pursue that. I don't think that you're expecting this conversation to happen, and you're not expecting this to come from this specific person if you know this person already, because maybe you don't. It's possible that everything is new. So even the person is new in your life. Okay. 9 of bows. Sorry. Okay. 9 of bows or 9 of wands with respect. 9 of pentacles. 9 of stones with tradition. And the seer. The high priestess. Okay. I get this feeling that someone has a secret about something. Someone knows a secret about how to make something work, or something work for you. How to kind of tweak things in your favor. And it's something really enticing. It's something that will really be very appealing to you. There's something here about, it's even seductive. Like it sparks your curiosity about something. Oh, but there's something else here. Wait a minute. Okay, let me just get the rest of the cards. The Archer, this is the Chariot card. And Queen of Bows with hair. Queen of Wands. I got this feeling that there was something related to magic, to ritual here. And you have Hecate. So this might seem a little bit strange for some of you. It's what I'm seeing here. It's another layer. So I will explore the first layer, but now I want to talk about this other thing that I'm sensing here that is related to a specific ritual that was done or that you are maybe inclined to participate in. And maybe you'll even direct this ritual. So it might involve other people. So, but you might be the one who is like the priestess, let's say. And it feels like you'll be using your knowledge and using your energetic body to create something new. And maybe you will also be experimenting with some energies that have to do with ancestors or with your past, with something from an ancient tradition, that you might be invoking or that you might be a part of, but there's something new, like something experimental. It feels like it's something that directs your energy towards an objective. And that objective, it increases your power. There's something here about increasing your attractiveness even, but your power. So another thing here might be that you are experiencing this level up in the hierarchy of your spiritual tradition, your specific spiritual tradition, your spiritual path might have rituals that are like rites of passage or initiations, and you might be on the verge of discovering a specific initiation and of being a part of a collective initiation, and that will jumpstart something new for you. And I feel like that will be kind of unexpected. What it brings into your life, it's like having access to ancient knowledge suddenly, and then you're kind of empowered. You're also seen in a different way by other people. So there's that. There's really powerful magical energy here. Magical being the magic energy is the power to create something that doesn't exist yet. So the power to direct the forces of nature, the forces of life, and to work with divine energies towards the creation, and also towards objectives, specific objectives. They might be collective. It makes sense. And also, during this initiation, you might not be aware of the impact that it will have in the future. Although you know you have a certain objective, how you do it and the process is kind of mysterious. So I feel like you're uncovering something about the process itself. 8 of Cups, rebirth. And because you have a revision, I think that you might even change your approach to something, to spirituality itself, to the position that you hold. I think that you experience this complete new way of seeing. It's a new way of seeing things. It's the same thing, but it's seen in a completely different light, just because you have been initiated and just because you went through that process. This can also be instead of a ritual, like very organized and precise, it can be you having access to someone who teaches you something. They confess something. They expose you to a secret. There's something here about secret knowledge, about things that normal people don't see, or most people in their normal state of awareness, they don't have access to that. 4 of Cups, boredom, and these two came out together. Ace of Cups and 6 of Cups, reunion. There's a lot of cups. This is all cups here. So to me, this is a very spiritual reading. It's something that impacts your being especially I would say in matters of the heart. I almost saw, yeah, I saw, not almost, I saw myself going through all my past relationships, friendships, any connections that were meaningful. There's kind of a revisiting of all that, like something in you changes so much that you start seeing all these other people differently also. It's like even their actions, they take on different meanings. That so the story, wow, yeah, that might be helpful. So if this is like an unexpected illumination about who you are at the core, and it changes your perception of your relationships and what went on in your life, I would say that it would be really useful to write your life story in chapters and in parts, like bite-sized, because it might be a little bit too much and very overwhelming to go through it like in in one go. You have to pace it. It takes its time. You have the water flows. It takes its time. It's something. It's a different time, and you should respect that time. But you should revisit. Okay. But let's see. What is the advice here? We have the stag. No, the focus is really crazy at the moment. Okay. We have the Six of Bows with abundance and the moon on the water coming out together. And the Six of Arrows or Six of Swords with transition. I don't know, there's really something incredibly ritualistic here. I'm even drawn to the drum. It's not a drum, maybe. It's it seems like it's a shield and that it's decorated, but it reminded me of a drum. And I know that there's another card in this deck where the character is holding a frame drum, but I was reminded of a drum when I saw this shield. Maybe the drumming is the shield, the drumming is the protection from harm. Because there is an aspect here of a shadowy aspect. There's a character here in the shadow, there's manipulation, there's an undercurrent of shade, of it can be fear, it can be the unknown, it can be something mysterious, it can be that ancient wisdom that will slowly start to emerge as you process the information, as you go through the ritual, and as you let it settle in your life. And also as people start seeing you differently, they start interacting with you differently. You start seeing changes in how people speak to you, in how they address you, how they treat you. Okay, so I want to know a little bit more about what exactly is surprising about this. What is that moment? How does that feel? The world tree. Okay. I don't know why sometimes the focus just dances like that. Maybe it's easier like this. Okay. So what is surprising? Sorry. There's something like a novelty here, and I can't really put my finger on how it feels, like the picture of it. Okay. So we have the Blasted Oak, and this is the Tower card in this deck, and the King of Cups with the Heron. So it feels like you're being shown a whole new world here because you have the World Tree, right? And then you have the Blasted Oak. So it's like the World Tree is being blasted. And it's not so much the person who is falling that is really important in this reading. It's more the tree itself. It seems like the structure. So it's really powerful energy. I needed to breathe a bit, because I do think that for those of you who are involved in ritual and who understand how it works for you and how it impacts your reality, this is going to be a crucial moment. And why am I saying this? Hecate is a powerful, powerful entity, specifically related to magic. Hecate is the deity, the goddess of the crossroads. And if you're familiar with magic, crossroads are very powerful magical sites. And this happens because it's a confluence. Does that work for you? A confluence? It's the place where energies come together, and it's also a place of choice. There's a lot to be said about crossroads, but specifically in this reading, and Hecate blessing this whole process, I feel like there's a moment of kind of make or break. And this moment is also kind of a meeting of energies. And when that moment, when it comes, you will be greeted by different kinds of energies. And your choice, the energies that you choose to work with, to converse with, or to include in your actions in your life to inspire you, to move you, they have secret wisdom for you. And I think that you will be surprised by the quality of the energies that are coming towards you. And maybe even some of them might have like a harsh appearance, but they're very benign and very beneficial. And maybe others, it's the opposite. So they have very beautiful, charming appearance, but actually they're not beneficial to you and they're not good for you. And they can be good or bad according to their own reality. But what matters here to you is that they are working for your highest good, and for the highest good of, like, for your perception of what is the highest good for everyone, how you can access that ideal. And I think that you will be visited, okay? And this is an unexpected way of achieving that knowledge, of achieving that wisdom. And I also see you like going through kind of a challenge or an ordeal, and that other people will see you in that process and they will respect you so much for that. They will have this intuitive reverence, intuitive respect, and they see that the honor that has been bestowed to you, and they intuitively respect that. But I do think that the unexpected here is the power of it's like the power in the difference, the power of the contrast. It's like very, very good and really, really not what you want. Like, I wouldn't dare say demonic, but I would say it's not for you. And it will be this really clear vision of what you want. And it doesn't matter, it's not judgmental, okay? It's not that it's incorrect for everyone. It's just not correct for you. And Hecate doesn't really have a lot of, that's my opinion, okay? It's my vision. There's not a lot of taboos. And it's kind of an unrestricted energy in a sense. It's magic, so you have a lot of paths, okay? But your choice is also part of the magic. So I do feel like you'll be confronted with a choice between light and dark. For you, your concept of lightness and darkness, of light and darkness. Sorry. And it is the way you process it. It is the way you alchemize this whole emotional roller coaster, because it's so contrasted. That is going to spark the admiration in others. And it's also going to increase your own magical powers because you've been through so much. It's very interesting reading. And it seems to be something that it's like that power, you already have that power, but it's going to be so much more apparent to other people. There's something that that's an achievement that you truly integrate into your being, and it's so visible that it becomes something that people can admire and something that is attractive. You may even become more attractive, more beautiful, more lovable, or something like that. Lovable is a strange word to use, but much more, it's almost like people sense noble, something noble about you. And it's like you wear a crown, like an invisible crown, and that crown is an achievement of spirit. It's an achievement of the soul. It's a very soulful process. So inspiring. I would love to know your stories, if you have any that are related to this process, because it's so interesting, and it has a lot of mystery. It's very personal, but it's magical. So for me, it's really I'm very curious about it all. So beautiful. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.